India and Pakistan, two countries that share the same food, the same culture, and even the same waters. And that's where the problem lies. Water scarcity is fueling a complicated relationship between these two nuclear-armed rivals. In recent years, these troubled waters have taken centre stage.
The Prime Minister told officials at this big meeting today that blood and water cannot flow together.
This water conflict goes back to when India and Pakistan gained independence from British rule in 1947. Borders were drawn, but the waters of the Indus basin remained a divisive issue. In 1960, the two countries signed the Indus Water Treaty, brokered by the World Bank. According to the treaty, the Indus River and its 5 major tributaries come under 2 categories: the eastern and the western rivers. The eastern rivers of Beas, Ravi and Sutlej were allocated to India, while the western rivers of Jhelum, Chenab and Indus were given to Pakistan, and India couldn't restrict the flow of their waters.
Both sides had felt that this was a fair and equitable distribution of water, the Indus water resources, with enough room for both of them to get the terms altered if the situation on the ground is different.
But the treaty doesn't suggest the water usage is exclusive to either country. India, for instance, can use the water in the western rivers for non-consumptive requirements, such as irrigation, storage and electricity generation.
The Indus Water Treaty is very good because it does not allow any further control structures to interfere and store water beyond what just permits in its exceptions which are provided.
Despite fighting 4 wars, both sides have honoured the Indus Water Treaty. But is this changing? In the last 3 years, India has fast-tracked hydropower projects worth $15 billion in India-administered Kashmir, where all the western rivers flow through. But critics in Pakistan accuse India of limiting the flow of water and data across the border.
To explore the truth, it's very important that there should be telemetry system so that both sides have online data and the truth prevails. Now, whenever we have talked to Indian side about telemetry, we didn't get a sympathetic ear.
Pakistan opposes the projects and also criticises India for delaying their expert inspections. India, on the other hand, says it's not contravening the treaty.
Pakistan's contention is that India is harnessing the hydroelectric power of the waters of the river that rightfully belong to them. India's claim is that they are run-of-the-river dams and do not divert the waters per se.
So how crucial are the waters to the two countries? India harnesses significant hydroelectricity from the region. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has even said that India-administered Kashmir can provide enough electricity to power the entire country. Pakistan is also heavily dependent on the waters for its agriculture-based economy. Prime Minister Imran Khan has even asked the diaspora to donate towards the construction of dams, one of which falls in this region, to cope with the country's growing water requirements.
These are the lifeline for Pakistan, as about 60% of its GDP depends on agriculture.
Factors such as population growth and global warming have also raised questions on whether the treaty should be revisited. The combined population of India and Pakistan has more than tripled, from 485 million in 1961 when the treaty was signed to more than 1.5 billion in 2018, raising the demand for the waters. Environmentalists say climate change could alter the situation. Melting glaciers on the mountains of Tibet could influence the water supply. There are also concerns that the region could become increasingly prone to drought and the Indus could become a seasonal river by 2040.
In the Gangetic Plain and in the South Asian region, the water tables have sunk the fastest perhaps. They have depleted the fastest anywhere in the world. Stress on water resources is there everywhere, especially in the sort of South Asian region.
So if the two sides cooperate amongst each other, between each other, then there would be better use of water and better preparedness for the effects of the water scarcity and the climate change and so on and so forth.
So can the waters overcome the possibility of becoming an instrument of conflict?